If you like plants and or paws, or you're just here for some positivity, oh why? Thank you for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and thumbs up, thanks.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Positive Plants. I'm Emily and I am so excited to take you all on my plant tour today around my house. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. Please consider subscribing and check out my first video where I talk about how I got started in this plant journey. I thought it would be good to do this video to show you all my current collection of plants and to show you their current stages of life. So whether they are flourishing right now or they are struggling to survive right now, I just wanted to share all of that openly and honestly so that we can all learn in this whole plant growing process together. So I wanted to share a little bit about where I live first, because plant growing is not the same for everyone and with their unique environments. So I live in Houston, Texas, and yes, it can get pretty hot and humid here in the summers. However, that's really good for our plants. The outside environment being humid actually makes my house a little bit humid also. So I've never really had to use extra humidifiers, anything. You'll see later some of my calatheas or thinner leaves, sometimes they get kind of crispy, maybe because of the lack of humidity, but as long as it's growing, I guess it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, we pretty much get sun like almost year round. Some of my plants even grow all seasons, like some of them don't even have an off season. So that's really nice. One thing that is not really good here though is the quality of the water. So the tap water is really hard and rich in minerals that a lot of plants, especially like the sensitive ones, they do not like that. So you guys are going to find out that I am a crazy rainwater collector. Maybe almost as crazy as collecting my plants. Because I just feel good about giving them natural water. Like if they were growing outside in the wild, that's the water they would be receiving. So I just try to water all of my plants with rainwater as much as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is the main part of our house and the majority of where my plants are at. That is the east side of our house. So I just leave the blinds open all day like that. So here's the formal dining right here. And then as you can see, the family room, the eating nook back there, and the kitchen. So all four rooms are connected, and we just really like to host gatherings, and so we thought this big space would be really nice for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this side first. As you can see up on top there, I have some pothos, and I hope to one day have a whole line of pothos up there above my cabinets. I'm a really big fan of big leaves, so there's some elephant ears right there. Here's a better look of those pothos on top of my kitchen cabinets. So we have neon, marble queen, I think it is, and the golden pothos over there. So on my kitchen island, I have this calathea or bifolia. Look at this pretty new leaf coming out, and another one back there also. So again, I don't use any additional humidifiers. That might be the reason for the crispy edges here, but like I said, as long as there's new stuff coming out, I think it's doing okay. I really like leca, you guys. Most of my plants you will see are in leca. It dramatically reduced gnats in my house. That was a crazy problem. Here are some mandula pothos that a friend gave me, and a neon philodendron. I bought 3 of them, like a Brazil, the regular green one, and this lime one. And this one has been the slowest out of the 3. Okay, so that takes me over here to my Hoyas. I'm gonna have to put in the name later. I recently acquired these, but oh, this is the one I am most excited about for right now because it has a little peduncle. Flowers are supposed to bloom out of that. I can't wait. I've never had any flowers bloom for me, probably period. I'm not really into flowers, but I feel like I will feel really accomplished once that happens. I heard you have to be really patient with these guys. But I just love the various foliage of these. This one is so weird. Look at the little aerial roots coming out right here. It's so strange. To my favorite table. Here's my Tradescantia Nanook that I show a lot. I just love the color, and anything that has like different color on the underside of the leaf. I think it's just so cool. I will try very hard not to go into too much detail in each plant, but you guys know each plant has its own unique story, so but I will try to have another video of maybe each family of plants where I can go into more detail with that. But basically, I just saw this one at a nursery, so healthy. It had like flowers in it, and I just couldn't help it. It's just so pretty. Here is a Ficus altissima variegated that I wanted for a long time. I keep seeing this one at nurseries, but they're just so expensive when they're already trees. So I got this size, but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, look how big the leaves are already. I just love the pattern on here. So elegant. The other ficus right here is Ficus Audrey, and look, it has a little baby leaf. Also really elegant leaf. This one is in Leca. It's been in here for a while, and this one actually almost died. It started out really small, and I'm just really happy it is still here with me and with new growth. This one right front and center. Oh, I cannot stop looking at this one. It is my new Anthurium crystallinum. I unexpectedly got this one at a pop-up shop. You will also find out that I am a huge collector of weird plants. This is a Gasteria, and I simply bought it because it looks like tongues. This is actually a succulent. I am not really into succulents. I feel like I would get lost into that succulent rabbit hole, so I'm scared to go into it, but if it looks weird and it attracts me, I will buy it even if it's a succulent. No offense to anybody who likes succulents, I just heard that they're kind of hard. This Hoya carrii, I think I got gypped because this is like literally probably a year old and it still looks like that. I don't think it has a node, but it's kind of cute, I guess. Okay, this Pilia peperomioides. Who actually knows how to say this? This is the baby of the one over there. I'll show you later. That's kind of struggling. This one is hard for me. It keeps on like having inconsistent growth. I think it likes it here. This one's kind of recent in Leca also, but I mean, look at the roots. It looks happy, water roots. So I just leave it here. I like it in that fishbowl. This oxalis is so fun. I just love the way it moves, and it's also in Leca. The roots are so delicate. I thought I was going to kill it when I put it into Leca, but it's doing good now. It closes at night and it opens during the day to get more sun. So cool. Here is I think it's a calathea. I bought this one because it reminds me of the Matrix. So again, here we go. Thin leaves, they get crispy if they're not humid enough, I think. But if they have new growth, I'm just leaving it alone. Looks kind of natural with some brown, I guess. Some more propagations. This guy, Black Velvet Alocasia. It's just so fun. It's really fun to touch this one and to see its roots. So another thing I like about growing things in leca and in these clear containers is you get to see the roots. I never thought I'd be so in love with roots. Anyway, yeah, this one is super velvety. I just love touching it. Okay, so this is my Ficus tenaci. I never get tired of looking at this one too. I feel like I said that for all of these, but that's why they're here. I just love how each leaf is a different pattern. It's like a surprise whenever they come and unravel. You never know what kind of pattern will be on them. So that is one of my bigger plants in leca. Okay, this is my rainwater supply. My husband is the one that drinks all of this sweet tea, but because of that, I get all these containers. I collect the rainwater from outside. It actually rained a couple of days ago, so all of those are full. I feel rich. So I just refill those containers when it's time, and then I pre-mix the water with some Foliage Pro to add nutrients to the water. I guess I might as well talk about this table now too. This is my SOS table slash watering or whatever. Can you see why I call it the SOS table? This poor thing. I think this is a Tin Man. It's like a Calathea cousin or something. I'll have to update that, but yeah, I don't know what to do with this one, guys. It's like trying so hard. Here is a philodendron that's kind of struggling too. I mean, it's coming out with some new stuff, but I think I just need to pay more attention to it. Here is the sad, sad story of my Monstera deliciosa, guys. So I completely neglected my plants, and unfortunately that included this guy. I knew that it was getting really root bound, like it had a lot of roots in its pot, so maybe it needed to upgrade. And it's easier to repot whenever the soil is dry. So I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I kept saying that for I don't know how long. So it really dried out and like the leaves got shriveled and stuff. I feel so bad. It was so healthy at one point. Anyways, I cleaned it up. I stuck it into leca, and this is one of my, well, let's just see how it goes plants. I don't know, it still has like these nice aerial roots coming out right here, so I don't know if maybe I should just chop it right here, stick it in some water, and just like completely start over, because all of this is bare down here anyway, so maybe I'll do that. Poor thing. Here is my Ficus ruby. This one I also stuck into leca recently, and I don't know, maybe it's harder to put the bigger plants into leca. Maybe I was too impatient and stuck it into leca too soon. I'm not sure. So I almost forgot. I have a few plants outside here. These are, well, these two are like they're almost dead. I don't know what to do with it. I stuck it outside. Plants. So this is a dumbkin, and for some reason I heard it was low maintenance and I just forgot it was even there. I feel really bad treating any plant like that, but that's what happened. I think it has hope, because look at these little guys trying to come out. I just repotted it recently into a more chunky mix right there. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens to that one. This came from the elephant ear, and it had like this huge corm that had really good roots on it, but there were no leaves on that one. So I stuck it outside and watered it and left it alone. And then one day I saw leaves. So there it is. It's alive. Okay, this poor thing right here. Look at the color. It's like not even nice green anymore. I've been trying to nurse this one back. It was so healthy when I got it. I'm probably gonna have to repot it soon, which I'm really scared because it just looks so delicate. That's why I don't do succulents, you guys. We'll see. We'll check back on this later. Okay, so coming over to this side, this is again my east facing window. So these guys are the closest to my window. This is where my English Bulldog Kobe sleeps, and even his house is a plant table. Here is my Stromanthe Trio Star. The backside of the leaves, they're just so fun. Look at how red this one is. Again, super paper thin, so they tend to get kind of crispy. The roots are okay, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Here's a new Hoya Ripple that I got recently. It's pretty healthy. Like, has a thick, pudgy stem right here. I think I'm getting better over time in choosing healthier plants to bring home because I found that if I bring home like dainty, younger plants, they have a lower chance of surviving when they come home with me. So, love that one. Look at this little miniature tree. Do you guys have a soft spot in your heart also for miniature things? It's just so cute. I have some things propagating in here. That is a Scindapsus, and they're just in sphagnum moss. Pretty easy. So I just closed the lid to keep its humidity. This poor purple sword alocasia. I don't think I can keep alocasias alive, so I don't know. Another snake plant. I bought that one because it's a weird shape. And here is a bug catcher thingy that my mom bought for me for Christmas. It honestly doesn't have a lot of bugs in there because after I transported a lot of my plants into LECA, there's not a lot of bugs, but I just leave it on. Here's my frizzle. This is such a weird plant, it's so funny. It actually has flower right here. Here is a succulent that my friend gave me. That's the only like normal succulent looking succulent I have. What did I just say? Here's another Hoya. It's so fun. This is probably one of my favorite Hoyas because it's just like such a perfect circle. It's so funny. It's so cute whenever they first come out. They're so small, like it's neat to see how big they can get. You'll see that I use a lot of my LECA containers from recycled plastic, so those are like water bottles or something, and I just cut them and use them because I really like to track the roots on the bottom. It's just good to see that they're all healthy. Sometimes in soil it's kind of a mystery. Because I spend so much money on plants, I try to find ways to make things cheap. So not just those reused containers, but these metal trellises right here are actually clothes hangers, and then I just bent them. Here's another hanging in there, Calathea. Y'all see the trend? Okay, so it has water. This one my sister-in-law gave to me to try to save, and I'm not sure if I can save it. Here is a green goddess philodendron. If you guys watched my first video, I mentioned my neighbor friend who gave me some cuttings to help me get started with plants, and so I got this cutting from her. So here's my other plant on a moss pole. It's a Monstera, I think it's an Adansonii. Golden pothos on this moss pole. So moss poles are kind of pointless unless you keep them moist. I do my best. I use like that mister bottle thingy to try to keep it wet so that the roots can grab onto it. Here's my bird of paradise. Just beautiful. I just love these big leaves right here. It's pretty low maintenance. I just leave it there and it just does its thing. Here is a Rhaphidophora tetraspora. I think it's kind of light on the leaves. I might have to move it maybe a little further from the window. It's doing pretty well. I love looking at the roots of this guy. I think this was a 7-Up 2-liter bottle. Here's a Hoya carrii I got recently. And here's my plate of weird plants. I think this one's called baby toes, and these are lithops. Lithops? I'm not sure how to say it, but they're so weird. Doesn't it look like a brain? They're so funny. This peperomia right here, baby rubber plant, I am surprised, honestly, it is still alive. This is a new leaf right here. I don't know why, like it just got attacked by thrips and I could not get rid of them. It was really hard, but I think it's finally recovering, so I just leave it there. Here are some of my snake plants. This one I recently put into leca. I cover it with these random things right here just to really look nice because Bree, that girl right there, yes you, was really interested in trying these cocoa pebbles one day. And yeah, that's probably not good for her. Anyway, I cover it up and she forgot about them, so that's good. Love this whale fin. It's just so funny that it's just one big leaf like that. So here are my mantle plants. Here's one of the other philodendron that I got and I was talking about. The snake plant is so tall. That one was kind of an experiment. That was the first one I put into leca, and I think it's doing pretty well because roots look pretty good. So just leave that one here in a cup. Here's this baby Scindapsus here. This one used to be on my shelf and it was trailing all the way, and then pretty soon when it was touching the ground, I'm like, okay, let's just sweep it over this way. Super easy. That one's in leca too. Hoya macrophylla that I got recently. Can you tell I'm into Hoya, you guys? I just thought this one, the leaves are like so pretty. Not just the design, but the shape of it too. This is a new leaf. Here is the olive tree that I got from Home Depot recently. I was so happy to find this size. It was unexpected. And I just like how it looks so elegant. And the shape. I think it looks really nice when it's a minimalist, like it's just the olive tree and not much else, but I don't know if I can pull off that look in my house. Here is this plant shelf right here. So we have these two Scindapsus exotica. Here is a nerve plant. This guy is so funny. It just completely droops down when it's thirsty, and that's how I know when to water it. I'm a big fan of those kind of plants. Here's the third philodendron, Brazil. This one's struggling too. Look, it was like no leaf, no leaf. Leaves fell, and then finally, here's some new ones. But just leave it there. Just leave it alone. This spider plant cutting I got from my neighbor. I keep forgetting to water it, so but anyway, it's just there. More pothos, can't get enough. And here is the pilia that I was talking about earlier. So do you guys see how it looks like a Y right there? So that's where I cut off the head and gave it to my cousin. And then after that, it was like, oh, I don't really like you. I'm gonna grow kind of weird and struggle a little bit. I just saw a whole bunch of people like chopping off the heads of their plants, and I'm like, oh, let me try too. I think that this one wasn't mature enough. I don't know if this is right or not, but I felt like the plant itself was kind of weak to be doing that, and so it took some time for it to recover. It's still recovering now, but it has a couple of babies on the sides, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I have a whole bunch of various snake plants. More snake plants. Okay, here is the last part of my Monstera deliciosa. It was a decent leaf and then it was going downhill. So one day my mom just came over and chopped it off. So I just left it there. I'm like, you never know. But look, you really never know. It is growing out something. So, okay, leave it there. We'll see how it goes. Here are my plants on the TV stand. I have this Peperomia Hope right here. This one took a long time for me to figure out where it likes, but it has a whole bunch of babies coming out right here, so I think right there might be okay. Here is my precious starfish, Sansevieria. It's just so weird. Look at the shape of it. It was kind of expensive, but I justified it because look, actually there are two plants. See? The front one and the back one. So maybe one day I'll separate it and give it to my mom or something, but I love it. It's actually not a slow grower. This little baby, when I first bought it, was only like up to here, and that was like a month ago. So it's going. Here is, I guess it's some kind of bonsai thing. I don't know anything about these type of plants. This one I'm watching for my friend, and it's kind of exciting because when I first got it, it only had like 6 or 7 leaves or something. So to see it have more leaves is kind of cool. I don't water it that often as instructed. And then this is one of the first plants I ever got, this umbrella plant right here. It's so fun. Oh, look, see? Look at that little baby. It's so funny to watch it get bigger and bigger. That one's in leca too. Yes, that is a dog bowl. I mean, you use what you got, you know. Over here is my maidenhair fern. This is the only fern I have, and my mom bought it for me recently for my birthday. It's just so elegant. I like the way it like, sometimes I blow on it and pretend the wind is blowing it. But it's just so fun. Like, I love how the stems look like black thread. And I think it just looks really elegant by itself. Here's the sleeping dogs. That's Bree and that's Kobe. They're probably so used to hearing me talk about my plants or talk to my plants. Anyway, here's the last one in this room. This is a peace lily. This is another plant that I am watching for my friend, and I'm surprised that I don't own this plant because it's so easy. This is another one that tells you when it's thirsty. See, it's really high up there. I'm not gonna go touch the soil, so I just watch until the leaves droop, and then I'll bring it down and water it, and it'll spring right back up. This is our bedroom. This is the same east-facing window as the family room that you guys previously saw. So this is actually my second fiddle leaf fig. We had a little accident on the first one that I left in the family room. Long story short, Kobe loves lettuce. That looks kind of like lettuce. Took a chomp in it. I know, fiddle leaf is not good for dogs. It's mildly toxic. Good thing I was there though. I heard him right away. I stopped him. He didn't consume any, he just took a chomp, and that was enough to make the fiddle leaf super sad. Yeah, it didn't make it. I heard these dots are due to inconsistent watering, so yeah, it's kind of funny. Each leaf kind of tells a story of my learning process. But I like the way it looks in the bedroom, and it's safe from Kobe in here. One day we were on our phones and there were a couple of gnats flying around, and my husband was like, do not turn this room into a jungle. These two are ZZ plants. That one my mom bought for me from Costco. This one came from the same friend with the peace lily I'm watching. She has this huge ZZ plant and she just took it. This is not a cutting. It had roots on it. Like she just separated it and gave it to me. So it's pretty stable. And this is a Sansevieria cylindrica. I just like the way it's just so straight. This is my little office here. This is a pothos again. You guys help me identify this because I always get confused. I think this is Enjoy pothos, and I think this is Pearls and Jade. There's like so many different names. I really like the planter that it's in. It's so funny, it's like a hairstyle. My sister-in-law actually made that, and it's fun because you can just like turn it around and all of a sudden there's a different hairstyle. So that's really fun. And this is some kind of Dracaena. Both of them are really easy plants, and both of them are in leca. I just love leca, you guys. Look, so like the water's not all the way down yet, so I just leave it alone. Look at some decent roots. This is a west facing window, so it gets some harsh sunlight in the evenings. I was thinking about maybe bringing my Hoyas into here and hanging them because I think that's gonna help them get to the blooming stage. So here's the last area that I wanted to talk about a little bit. This is our formal dining, and these two walls have been bare for a long time because I just can't decide what to do with it. I don't really want to stick some random art on there. Of course I want to stick plants on there, but you know, gotta warm up the positive husband a little bit. The other problem is this wall is too far from that window, so definitely wouldn't be enough light for the plants, even low light plants, because I have tried putting some snake plants on this table before and they either grow really slowly or some of them even start shriveling up. Like, I don't think they liked it. That's fake, by the way. That was before I acquired real plants. But yeah, so hopefully one day I was thinking of putting on some plants on these walls somehow with some grow lights, so I can fill this whole entire room with plants. That's it. So I hope you really enjoyed my plant tour. I hope I wasn't boring you to death with all the chit chat. I just can't help it. I'm so into my plants, and I think it's really awesome to be able to tell the story of each plant and to record it here now. That was another reason why I started this channel, so I can look back and see how much all the plants and I have grown. So I hope you have a positive day, and please stay tuned for my next video. Keep on growing!